Alright. So I'm cleaning these Johnson Evinrude carburetors. What have I learned over, I don't know, a few years? Let's see. These are all pretty typical. Some are different than others, designs. But these are pretty similar throughout, I don't know, 80s through 90s, whatever. So these carburetors, I don't know if that's what Terrell calls them or what. If you can get your needles, like your seat, this is where the needle and the seat. Try to get that dude out of there. Because the seat, you want to put a good clean seat in it. That'll help it. And then the next thing is make sure you can see the sides. You can get this cleaned pretty good. Okay, so let's back up. No, let's not. Let's keep talking about what I was talking about. Alright, so these were really, really bad. There's a lot of little passages. So you got this emulsion tube right here, and what I have like, my brother gave me this Elixir string set from, from his using guitar strings. If you don't have a pair of guitar strings, just go buy you a pair, because they're cheap. They're not that expensive. 30-40 bucks probably now. At least these Elixirs anyway. So I've lost a few of them, but they're like 0.032. There's 0.009, 0.016, 0.024, 0.042, and like when you get to like the G string, then it's gonna have like it's a string, and there's a steel string, or I guess steel aluminum, I don't know what it is, but it's on the outside of that little. So anyway, this I think this is 0.24, and like on these bowls, they've got these, there's a jet down there. I don't know if it's gonna come out or not. It's way down in there, and it's 0.024. Now I just sprayed this out, and then there's some more gunk. So like I really have been working on this, but yeah, I still got a little gunk down in there, and that's come out. There's a little bitty hole down in there that's where the fuel flows up, so that that's where it's pulling the fuel. And then this is the float area. But over here, on this carburetor is a 0.25 or 0.025. So this fits just right in there, which, I've got it already installed. We had to take it back out. But then this cavity has got, it's a screw with a O-ring that sets. Anyway, you want to get these really clean, because this is where it's first gonna suck some of the fuel up. And that was super dirty. These were really extremely dirty. So I may still have to like clean some on them, but basically I've taken my really small guitar string, and I've ran it, make sure I don't put any debris in there, Like I clean them off every once in a while, and then anyway, this one I can get, and it'll come all the way through this carb, and you'll see it come out up there. So I made sure it was good and clean. And man, all inside of here, I took my biggest one of those, and it kind of comes out like through here. So like I have one that's pretty big, like this one. Hopefully this is all coming out. But, and then I just run it all the way through, and I even slide it around behind that emulsion tube, because that emulsion tube, it's like bent slightly to the side. This is what causes it to have pressure. Anyway, I did that on both of those, and it comes up through the middle there. You can see it, and I kind of ran this around this thing and cleaned it all off real good. And then you just want to make sure like these passages are clean. But then over here on this side, we've got another small orifice, and I did the same thing. Take your real, like this is probably the one that's like 0.009, or it might be the one I have is 0.016. I'm not sure. But you'll see it comes out right there. And I made sure those guys were clean. Now, the last part is this right here. You got two of these Welch plugs. Now, unfortunately, I've ruined a carburetor before. This is, okay, so should be titled, like, what I've learned. Like, I've ruined a carburetor before, because when I punched that out, there's not a lot of room. And if we look at it from this side, there's two little bitty holes where that fuel gets pulled up. And there's not, if you look at I don't know, we could measure that. Probably can't, but I mean, there's not a lot of room there. Like if I'm putting my two fingers and being honest, it's just like, it's not a lot of room. Right? And so if I could see maybe I could put it on a drill press, and I could just go through and then pull back. But like before, I punched it, and I punched a hole all the way through the carburetor and ruined it. So that's what I know. Now, like, make sure you get this clean, but this just goes out to this hole right here. And that's just where, like, in a choke situation where you want to add more fuel, this is where it comes from. And that's about it. Now, I got new kits, obviously, for this. But I guess the thing to talk about, too, is, like, I ultrasonically clean my carbs for the most part. And I use my ultrasonic cleaner. And, there's a whole bunch of them, man. Edmotion, I don't know what this is, but it's on the web. It's like, anyway, so I have this one. Now, I use a little bit of pine saw, and I put it, in a tub. And before, like, I used to, like, put it really strong, well, if you run them for more than 30 minutes, then these carburetors, they've got, like, they were dipped with something, and then it starts taking that finish that they put on these to keep these from rusting and whatnot. And so you don't want to run them for more than 30 minutes. And then I've got it set on, and I don't know what it is, but it's like 56 degrees. So it's 56 degrees Celsius, I guess. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but that's about what I run it. And then I I get a bucket and a brush, and I just keep flushing and get all of that off of there. All of that, it's how do I say it? It's like, all that harsh chemical, and get it off of there. And then I use some kind of carburetor spray places where I can't really get. Like, these were really bad, right? So, especially down in there. So what I did with there is I use, like, I have a couple of gun brushes, and I just try to get down in there, something like a nylon brush or something. You don't want it like a steel brush, but clean them out. And it takes a while. This thing takes a while. Now you got 2 more jets that go down in here. And just, you want to make sure all your jets are clean. These are like .038s. And I just put them up to the light and make sure that we can see light. And there should be more, hopefully. Well, there's 2. There's another 2. Okay, well, all right. There's something else. Maybe I gotta get. That's an old seat. But anyway, on ultrasonic cleaner. So we're taking that harsh chemical, we're getting it off the carb, then we're doing some carb spray. Now we could do, like, and I don't have it, but we could do, like, that Kim dip works pretty good, and it won't remove this finish. But even that, like, you got to be careful about how long you put it. So that's the one thing that I know is, like, you can't run these for an hour and think, oh yeah, the longer the better. Actually, it's not, because it'll take that coating off. And I guess, like, I got my kits. Got a couple of kits up here. This is Johnson Evinrude carb repair kit 439076, and it's got the floats and basically the stuff I need. So the float, needle, seat, and the gasket sets that we need. So I'm gonna start putting these together and hope I didn't lose 2 jets, because where are they? I don't know where they are. They would all be laying right there. That makes sense, because I gotta lose something. I do have 1 jet laying over here, but this is to Mercury. So I may have thrown them in this bowl. Well, where'd it go? See, I don't know what I've done. Oh, might be in this bowl, maybe. So I guess, yeah, see, there's 1. That's what I did with them. I don't know why I did that. So I'm going to have to clean those up, because those didn't get it in the ultrasonic. See, and these are just plug solid. I mean, there should be light going through there. This is how this carburetor was. Should be light going through there. They're totally plugged, both of them. And if you look at, like, this one, you'll see light through it, right? But these 2 I'll just have to clean up, and I'm gonna put this thing back together, I guess. So, and so anyways, I guess I could get a little towel or something. low carb spray. Won't hurt this. And these are like 0.38. So like this 116 is going to go through it real easy. Whoops. There we go. So that wasn't too bad. This one's not bad. I recently did one that had I don't know what was it? It was something crazy. It was like 27 jets. See, that just cleaned it right up. Yeah, that just cleaned it right up. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right. Except the mailman showed up. Now I can put it together. We'll start with these. And it's tiny, so you can almost lay it like this and then get it started. I come bearing gifts. Yeah, gifts. Here, set it on the floor. Gifts. It's parts. For all the work I gotta do. Let's see, I'm gonna put this back up. Yeah, just kind of lay it upside down and then. And with these guys, you don't have to go crazy. Just like thumb, forefinger. So all of these are 38s. They're all 38s on this set of carbs. They're all 38s. Like a lot of people think they gotta really go crazy with these. You don't. Like, that's the one thing, that's why these things get where like you can't get the jet out, because they get it so tight that after who knows, 10, 15, 20 years, then they can't get it out. It's because the last guy had it so tight, and then it's got all this junk, and it keeps you from, being able to get it out. And it helps to have a good screwdriver. See, like, that's fine. Otherwise, it's brass. It's either copper or brass, and then, you damage the jet. So there's fine. So I labeled my. Oh, the other thing that I do whenever I get these out is I put a little bit of like silicone spray on them, so I don't have it on these, but on these, and then it's nice. It feels very nice. So we start with our first kit. So we got a float. couple of gaskets. We got a needle and seat. And then, you know, they give us a bunch of O-rings. So we'll keep this one for later. So we'll need that later. And then we'll go to our needle and seat. You know, it's all in the same one, but for this one, the part number is just 396521. So we're going to have a little gasket. Oh! It's a little plastic gasket. Then try to get the right screwdriver. Can't remember if this is the one or not. Nope. So I mean, you want to get the right screwdriver. So this does not fit. That would fit, but so you can see like the edges of it would be like you can't really torque it down. So this is one thing I don't have that I need to get. Like that one kind of fits it. But see how it just jumps out of the sockets? It's not really correct. But we're going to see if we can get a little bit of torque on it. And we can't because it's not the right screwdriver. So I'm going to have to find something that'll work for this. I can't remember. I do have this one. See, it slots in there really nice, but this is one thing where, like, I wish I had the proper, you know, screwdriver that was that wide. Because who makes one of those, right? So just go off to the edge, maybe. Just do it like that a little bit. And then we got our needle and seat, which is here. So we're just gonna it's gonna be about like that. And this thing is gonna be like this. This tab is gonna be down. It's towards the back. So this just goes like so. And then we'll set the needle in there like so. And then they should have in that kit, I guess they don't give you the little arm. Oh yeah, they do. It's in here. So this is another kit. 439076. That's the kit that's inside the kit. So you need that little. And these guys give you the two, you know, Welch plugs, but like I said, man, you really got to be careful of that because it easy to damage your carburetor. And then we're gonna just get this in the hole. It's plastic, so here it goes. Literally, I pushed it with my finger. this now. This rests up against the seat. So what we're looking for is this thing to be about as flat as possible. The thing you want to know is like how flat this is. This literally is the one that's like, you know, yeah, like it's almost perfect. So let's do this. Let's just, you know, let's test it out and see. I mean, that's how the gasket goes on. You could, either way is fine because it's gonna mesh up. Just make sure I don't have any other gaskets anywhere. No, I don't. But what we should do is before we put this on, match up our bowls. So this is 2, this one's gonna go to that one, and this one is gonna go to this one. So we'll go ahead and put our screw in here. I've already done my jets, and in this little bag of goodies, is some little bitty O-rings, and those little bitty O-rings go on these screws that go in the side of this carburetor. So what we do is a little silicone spray. And then I do the other side, and then when I put this on for like mock-up anyway, I will, what I'll do is after I know it's good, then I can put some Loctite on my screws that go in and hold this housing down. And then I don't have to worry about it ever messing up on me. But you get that little O-ring in there. And then this just at least tell us whether or not we're in the ballpark for our float. But I'm pretty sure that, I mean, that looked great. So honestly, I don't know what that 1 5/16 means. I need to look in the book. Maybe it tells. So now I can blow in it, and so that's tight. Yeah, I mean that's good. It's working right the way it's supposed to. So let's put our top on. Let's get out some blue Loctite and get her done. Alright, so for these guys, it's going to be these little screws, I believe. So what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there should be 12 of these little screws laying here. Let's just lay them 6 over here. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just hit each one of these with some Loctite. I mean, I can even hit these too, I guess. And for these carbs, that's kind of like bringing a lot to them. Yeah, so just tighten her down. I'm going to start in the center and work my way up. Kind of go opposite each one, and then thumb and index, or yeah, middle finger or index, either one, just so you know, I mean, about that tight is all you need. Go in the center. Alright, and then this one's done. So like I said, you get a whole bunch of extra little parts in that bag, and I always just keep everything. I mean, that's it. I mean, pretty much. I mean, all right, let me do the next one and see how that goes.